Hello everyone, this is Isabelle. I'm at Mobile World Congress 2024 in Barcelona. And today I'm joined by a return victim of mine. Riad Hartani is the founder of Xona. Riad, welcome to my hot seat again.
Thank you, Isabelle. Always a pleasure to see you. Pleasure being here. So, yeah.
And it's busy, busy, busy.
It's busy as always. I mean, it's a mobile congress as usual, probably with AI on top.
Well, now that you mention it, we were here 5 years ago. We did a fun interview on AI. You're an AI expert. So what is different from 5 years? If you look at AI now, what is different?
So, yeah, I mean, I think we did that 5 years ago, and I think the whole topic was AI in telecom, AI in mobile, AI in the infrastructure space, and we went through some use cases. I think at that time was mostly trying to figure out exactly how to take it to market, right? You fast forward to today, 5 years after, a number of things happened. Really, two major things happened. The first one is really the mobile telecom operators. They had these early stage use cases back then. So they went through a stage of filtering which one sort of made sense in terms of monetization or not, and they sort of converged at least few of them. And they did some integration, over those years, right? That's one. The second is even the notion of AI in itself sort of evolved, right? I mean, we thought in the past AI mostly in terms of AI for, customer-facing management, network operations, and all of the use cases that use, pretty well-known, AI algorithms and all that. What changed is really, I mean, this whole wave of, going into transformers, language models, at scale, leveraging data, more for interactive type, content generation. And I think the operators are really at that stage trying to figure out, how to take it to the next level.
So, there's this buzzword AI, but I like concrete. For people watching today, what should they focus on if they want to start using AI in their business?
Yeah, if you look at the mobile telecom operators and the industry overall, I think that there is something that is fairly well understood. Is really how to leverage AI for anything optimizing, what they're doing already, processes, anything but with operation, anything with their marketing. What's sort of not clear yet is really, how to leverage this new wave of AI for new applications, for new with business models behind it to support it. I think it's still very early stage. If you look at a lot of what's happening, it's really, a proof of concept stage, validation stage. And on top of that, a lot of the applications that the telecom operators are looking at, so they are competing with everyone else. They're competing with, companies vertically organized, doing AI all the way, in terms of, work with consumers and also the cloud operators. So that's what you have. Not only you have the problem of figuring out what will make sense to scale and make a business out of, but also how to compete with a quite large ecosystem. So I think that it's mostly a business question at this point in time, and how to position the strategy.
So if we look into Riad's crystal ball, 5 years down the line, we're here again with a bit more wrinkles. What do we see in the AI crystal ball?
We have it every 5 years, right? Yeah. I think, you see, it's for me, it's mostly a story of, who will be able to leverage this, AI wave. Well, I thought AI wave is mostly what they were doing already, but all this, focus on data, focus on interactive content generation. It's more of a question, can they find these use cases that will take them to the next level? Because now it's mostly trial and error. But the most complicated question, I think, is really who's going to win that? Because it's a multi-dimensional sort of competitive, landscape. It's the same questions we had in other areas, the cloud business, 10 years ago, and so on. And I think fundamentally, it's going to be more of a question of who will be able to compete and win, right? And the telecom, mobile infra operators, they have to make strategic choices. You will see sort of fragmentation. Some of them will go, leverage their vertically organized operations and say, I'm going to do the network and I'm going to do the AI on top, and it go into adjacent markets. Other will probably try to have what they have and go into building the AI infrastructure. I mean, some of them are trying to do that either through partnerships or organically. So I think if you look at 5 years down the road, it's really going to have fragmentations. Exactly very similar model to what we've seen in in cloud adoption, public cloud adoption, for operators. So I think it's that fragmentation, how to frame it, how to structure it, how to make a business out of it will be fundamentally what you're going to be seeing 5 years down the road.
Okay. Thank you, Riad. You're always a source of great information. Cut the BS with Riad. You talk about the real things, and I think with AI, we need to talk about the real things. There's a lot of hype, but it's time for us to look, okay, what does that really mean for each of our businesses?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like if you walk around the Mobile Congress, I mean, you can hardly find anything that doesn't have AI on it, right? I even see like, some AI optimizing AI, right? So, so I mean, clearly, you are at that stage where, there is an ecosystem formation. It's still developing. I mean, now you have like, if you look at the layers, like, the chip layer, the cloud layer, the app layer, it's sort of developing. It will probably consolidate as far as like multiple players. And the question is like, are you going to be like a player in that ecosystem, which basically means competing, right? With industries in different segments, or you're going to be more like an observer, which we've seen like, in the mobile space, in a lot of cases, the same question comes every 5-10 years, right? You're going to have few winners, you're going to have lots of losers for sure.
Okay, let's make sure we're winners. So in 5 years' time, it's a date. We're going to stand here and I'm going to say, Riad, tell me more about AI.
Yeah, and I say like compared to like 10 years ago and 5 years ago.
Riad, thank you for a great interview.
Thank you, Isabelle. Always a pleasure talking to you, for sure.
Everyone, thank you for watching, and until my next Mobile World Congress HOTShot.